to the 13th episode of the Let's Talk It Out podcast. My name is Alec Lifsholt. Some of you guys know me as Trey, Bizzy. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. It's been a couple weeks, and I've missed talking to you guys. I gave you guys last week off because of the holidays. I was being nice, and I figured everybody had a lot going on as far as like family and traveling and stuff like that. I didn't want to be inconvenient and make anyone have to take time out of their day to come sit in on a live podcast. So, that being said, I'm glad to be out. 2018 was a very, very exciting year. A lot of things changed for my life. A lot of things are new, such as the Let's Talk It Out podcast, started in 2018. This is, again, the 13th episode of it, meaning it's fairly new. I'm very happy that a lot of you guys made it. Let me rephrase that. I'm happy that you guys are here today, because not everyone was able to make it to 2018. We've lost a lot of good people in 2018. I am very, very excited for what 2019 will bring. With everybody knowing me, I know I'm a huge Chicago Bears fan. 2018 was the renaissance of the Chicago Bears. We went from 5-11 the year before to 12-4, and it's just amazing to me that quick of a turnaround happened, and that's like the beginning for that team. Just like 2018 was only the beginning for Let's Talk It Out podcast. So, that being said, tonight's topic is holiday depression. But before I dive into the holiday depression, I would like to read an insert sent to me by Justin Atkinson. Justin is a good friend of the show. He's one of the good ones. Justin, I asked him if I could read an insert he sent me. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right into it for you guys. This is what Justin says. To just be there for someone can do so much more than you think. Someone suffering from a mental health disorder or illness might be in too dark of a place to see any light at the end of the tunnel. We all need some sort of support, so support those who can't help themselves or need a push to go get help. All you have to do is reach out and listen. One person can make such a difference, but nobody will be sure of it until they have experienced it. Be open-minded and understanding. Be a listener or a talker. Just be there for someone. Isn't a little effort worth saving a life? Any effort can make a difference. So, when Justin sent me today, it read me and it spoke to me, because that's literally the whole concept for this show, was for us to be able to build a community for everybody to jump in and interact with each other in the chat room, have conversation, and be open, because you have people here that care about you and that relate to what you have going on with you in your life. So just reach out to somebody, man. You know someone is dealing with something, or someone's starting to act different. Just talk to them. Say, hey, what's going on with you? Hey, how you doing? And a little kind gesture like that means the world to people. And it's not that much effort for you to do that. It's very easy for you to do that. So like I said, the topic tonight is holiday depression. I'm not alone tonight. As you guys are well aware, I'm rarely ever alone. I have a special guest tonight. Antoinette is a paraprofessional for District 201, and she's also studying to be a psychologist. So with that being said, I would like for Antoinette, go ahead and take the floor and tell people a little bit about yourself.
Hello, hi. My name is Antoinette Ward. I formerly known as Antoinette Green. I am a divorced mother of 3 sons, and I'm a paraprofessional for the district, as he said, for 201 U, and I'm studying to be a psychologist. I will be going to clinical psychology. So that's those are my goals, and we're here to talk about holiday depression. And I'm probably one of the best people to talk about this, because being newly divorced, the holidays are not that great, because a lot of times I spend my holidays alone, and for the holidays, my children have been going to their father's house. So, that part of having a split up family and sharing time you spend a lot of time by yourself when you're used to having those little moments that you have putting the tree together, anything like that. I don't even think I did the tree this year because it's like pointless. I knew wasn't going to have my children, so you feel like you missed out on something. You feel like you left out of things, and you have to make your own traditions. I feel like we put too much I want
to jump in real quick. So a lot of times with people, I wasn't gonna put the tree up this year either, to be honest with you. My mom came home from Nashville, made us put it up for my nephew. She was like, "Oh, it's his first Christmas. You guys have to put the tree up." And I was like, "Damn it, man." I was hoping to get past without having to take it out the attic and go through the effort of taking it downstairs and putting the ornaments and all that on there. Because now here we are, January 3rd. Guess what's still sitting in the front room?
That tree.
The tree is still sitting there. It looks nice. It came out looking nice, but guess what? You gotta take it down. So
that's probably gonna be there till February.
No, it'll be up by this weekend. But the depression comes from, for me, personally, from what I've known and what I've seen, the holidays can be very stressful for a lot of people for multiple different reasons, such as you want everything to be perfect, especially if you're one hosting something or you're the one that you're throwing the party, everybody's coming to your house. You want everything to be perfect. You want the food to be good. You want the vibe to be good, the setup. You want to make sure everyone feels welcome. You want it to be memorable, and that stresses you out, especially when there's a lot of people coming, or you're always getting invited places, and you're one of those people that are kind of introverted, so you're always getting invited to parties or get-togethers. Family wants you to come drive so many hours. You gotta go to so many different places. For me personally, I know I have to every holiday I have to go to several different stops because my family split up, so I have to go this house, and this house, and this house, and that can be quite tedious and stressful on you to have to do that. Especially in Chicago, we all know that wintertime is in Chicago is unforgiving. So, Antoinette, how do you feel about the wintertime in Chicago?
The wintertime in Chicago sucks, but this year it was kind of good. There was no snow. I was so glad and so happy. I'm so pleased of how the holidays went when it comes to weather-wise. Weather-wise was great. Weather-wise, no, but usually it really sucks because there's a lot of snow. And people don't know how they've been living in Chicagoland their whole entire lives and still can't drive in it. That just makes no sense to me.
You know, it's ironic. I felt kind of funny when I said that. I was like, it hasn't been a bad winter this year.
No, it has not.
Ironically, this winter has been kind of comforting. You know, it was like, it was about 40 degrees. It's supposed to be 40 degrees tomorrow, actually. So I was like, hey, it's January, 40 degrees. I will not complain at all.
Heat wave!
At all. Because heat wave, definitely. Because last year, you want to talk about fucking seasonal depression? I was stressed out very bad because I was working outside. And I would know that I would have to wake up and look at my phone. I'd be like, hey, Siri, what's the weather outside? She'd be like, and she always does it. I don't know why she does it. She'll do the little noise. She'll do that shit. She'll be like, it's negative 10 degrees outside, Alec. I'm like, what the God?
What's the point for?
she would literally do that. Like in the cartoons and shit, when they be shaking and.
Yeah. It's trying to tell you there's a lot of snow outside.
I'd be like, and it's like, she'd be like, it feels like it's -2. It's 12 degrees, but it feels like it's -2. And I'd be thinking, like, well, what the hell does that mean? Like, is it 12 degrees or is it -2? Because if it feels like it's -2, I'm going to go off that. I don't care about it being 12 degrees. If you say it feels like it's -2, that's a huge difference to me. I don't know.
-2 means you don't show your skin. Otherwise, you're going to freeze. That's what -2 means. -2 means don't go outside at all, period. That's what -2 means. And the -2 means pray for those who work outside. Because that's depressing all in itself.
That's very stressful to know that you're going to be in situations that are not humane. Like to know that you would look at your phone and it'll be -2 in Chicago, and then look at the temperature in Antarctica and it said 2 degrees. I couldn't fucking believe it. I cannot. I cannot believe
Yeah,
this.
it's warmer in Antarctica. Global warming, right? Global warming.
When I looked at my phone and saw that it was warmer in Antarctica than Chicago, then I knew this couldn't be life. I knew this couldn't be happening to me right now.
Well, it was. You had to live that way. That just sucks. I pray for you. That sucks. That sucks.
So I want to ask you a few questions tonight.
Okay.
So the loneliness around the holidays. You said you were by yourself because the kids are with their father. Is what you told me. How did you spend it? You said it was different this year. You didn't put the tree up. How did you spend your holidays? Like, what did you do for Christmas?
Well, I have my family. I have a large family, so I spent it with my brothers and my mom, my parents, and some aunts and uncles and cousins. So that's how I spent it. And everyone else is married besides me. With and they have their children, and I don't have mine. So that was surreal to me. Everyone had their kids. They're all at the party, and they have their spouses and their children. And I am childless, although I do have children, and I'm married. So that was I think this was my second year, because I believe I got a divorce, but now it's going on 2 years. This is only my second holiday season as a single woman. So this was it was different. It was different. I actually felt it. I just because I'm just looking at everybody else with their families and their children, and it just make me feel like, okay, I'm missing out on something. I'm not gonna cry on this little podcast. I try not to, but yeah, it felt surreal.
I'm very open for people to express themselves. If you tear up a little bit, that's perfectly acceptable to me. The whole purpose of the podcast is to express yourself. Let's talk it out. Letting it out. It's the whole purpose of it. The chat room, people are tuning in saying that the winter in Chicago is too cold. Everybody's celebrating the Bears thing, because what I said, that's true. We got a bunch of Bear fans in here. CB fan says, go ahead and cry. There's no harm in that. He's 100% right. That's exactly what I said. We encourage people to express themselves however they feel, as long as you keep it real. Heidi says, you can cry. We all cry. That's true. I cried on the inside when it was -3 degrees outside last January. And I was outside. I couldn't cry in real life, because if I would have cried in real life, the tears would have froze on my face, and it would hurt like hell to take them off.
Yes, it will. So, and that would add to your suffering.
Probably would have ripped off some skin too while I was at it. But
yes,
just saying, we are. Everyone's saying you're not alone. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, you said you weren't with the kids. Not being with family is a huge reason why a lot of people deal with depression around the holidays. They may have lost a loved one around that time. Again, went through a breakup. But losing a loved one is really hard. Like, for me personally, I'm gonna keep it real. Dive into it a little bit myself. One of my aunts died in 2015. She passed away from cancer, and it's like, whenever we have a family gathering, it's just so weird to see, like, have everyone there, but like not have everyone there. It's like a weird feeling.
You definitely feel that void of that person not being there. I lost both of my grandparents in the same year, and so I so understand this. You definitely feel that void. Losing somebody, although life goes on for you, and you still have to live in this world, you still miss that person that used to be there. Their presence is still felt, and you still feel that void. That's part of some of the people with depression. especially when I think a lot of my friends, some of my friends have lost their children. I have like two Facebook friends that lost their child, their son, their only son, and they had to go through this holiday season without them. My heart, although I'm dealing with the death of my relationship and being separated from my kids, at least I have them. I'm trying to put everything in perspective. But someone also told me, one of my friends also told me, just because someone may be worse off than you does not invalidate how you feel and what's going on in your life. So it's just everybody's suffering is different.
Sorry to cut you off. The chat room is chiming in. B Lift Shows, who is AKA known as my mom in the chat room, she says, tears are cleansing. Sounds like a difficult transitional time. Heidi says she just got back with her husband and she says she's about to cry. I'm happy but not as happy as I should be. Mom says sometimes those changes are difficult. Yeah, changes is very difficult. Change in itself is very stressful for people because you're putting yourself in situations where you haven't experienced before and which creates anxiety.
Right.
You have to try to hold on to joyful memories and trust God to bring healing in those areas. That's what she's saying. As far as like losing someone, like granted, you're always going to miss that person, but missing that person should not permanently ruin how you feel about holidays. As far as like being with family, change is very uncomfortable for everyone. Yeah, trust me, I know for sure that change can be quite difficult. Chat room is flying right now. They're all over the place. Dan Finland says, that's why this podcast is so important. This is a place for everyone to be able to come in and air out whatever they need and be supported instead of judged. And literally, I love that. I encourage everyone, like I promise you, like that's the chat room is there for people to come in and open up and say what they have to say. And I feel like they're being judged by anyone because I'm not judging anyone because I'm definitely as far from being perfect as anyone else. I have daily things that I deal with. I deal with anxiety as well. I've not 100%, but for the most part, I've learned to put a lid on it. I felt an anxiety attack coming actually earlier this morning when I was driving to work. I wasn't sure what it came from. I didn't sure what I was anxious about, but it was. I felt it coming on, you know. So
there's people that live with anxiety. For you to admit that,
yeah,
being the black man that you deal with anxiety is very big. It's very big.
Oh, people that know me know this show. It's all about transparency. There's no layers that are hidden. Everything is 100% true and factual. 100% true and factual. I've had conversations with people in real life about this. Stress plus pressure. CB fan came up with a word. He said stress plus pressure equals stressor.
You made a word up.
So I feel like sometimes when we have, let me see, the chat room moving so quick. I'm trying to keep up with everybody. I feel like sometimes when we experience change, we have this phase where we are stagnant, not being sure what to do next.
That's how I feel. I do not know what to do next. I feel a little bit odd being a single woman, and I don't have an idea of how to act. What am I supposed to do as a single person?
Well, I mean, like there's some things you could do around the holidays if you're feeling alone. Like, you could pretty much like get your friends together. You know, you guys could do like a potluck or something like that. Everybody bring an item, and I've done a friendsgiving before, but I've never done something like that around Christmas, which I think actually might be a pretty good idea to do for Christmas. You guys are. Pick a group of someone. Make sure no one picks the same person. Like even at work, sometimes they put names in a hat, and say you pull someone's name out of the hat, and you have to get that person a gift for Christmas. You know, so do that with like a group of friends. You guys get together, do the whole potluck thing where everybody brings an item. Like some person makes the food, makes the main dish. Someone makes the meat. Someone makes the sides. But also have the thing like at work, you know, when they make you pull somebody's name, you have to Secret Santa them. Do a Secret Santa with your friends, a group of friends. That could, I think that would be a pretty good idea, something to do. Pamper yourself is a good idea. That's a great one for real. Like go get a massage, you know, do the whole, you know, women like to go and do the manicure pedicure thing, facials, whatever you guys into doing. For me, I personally I feel like I need a massage right now. Personally, that's the same.
That sounds great right now.
Traveling is. We were just having this conversation. I would love to be able to just say, okay, you know what? I feel like I need to just get out of here. You know, like say it's so. Granted, Chicago hasn't been cold this year, but last winter, holy cow, man.
He said, "Holy cow!
Holy cow!" I promise you, when you look at your weather map and it says -3, like literally -3, like I'm like, this can't be life right now.
And then you have to. You said you have to work in that weather.
Yes.
That's straight garbage.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Well, those buildings don't build themselves downtown. You know, you gotta be. So, I'm sorry. I'm going off off the rails a little bit. The chat room was going on. Somebody says, BM Heathcote says, I've got a buddy who does a Friendsgiving Christmas with friends. It's honestly a lot better than regular holidays. Yeah. To me, even thinking about it, I've never done it before, but I think I might have to make that a tradition now. That actually sounds like a pretty damn good idea. Heidi says still have trouble sleeping and get panic attacks at night. Damn. Yeah, well, one thing I try to do for myself to make sure I don't have a lot of energy is like I work out a lot. So like I work out in the evening sort of and take a nice relaxing shower, come home, get the diffuser going, put that lavender in there, and you be knocked out, man. You be knocked out. After between the gym, the shower, and the lavender, you be gone. Just knocked out, maybe 8 hours straight. Just saying. You don't have the energy to be thinking about stuff at all. Dan actually says, I'm on my way to the gym now. That's where I get to get loose and relax. Exactly. Ben says, I stopped hanging with my family about 10 years ago due to a lot of reasons, but I've created my own family now and host a Friendsgiving.
Amen.
And Christmas.
I like that.
Well,
I like that.
Well, what the fuck? Like, everybody's been doing this, but nobody sent me no types of invites, though. Like, what the hell?
They just leaving you out? I
haven't got any invite from anybody. You guys are having Friendsgivings and Christmases and Secret Santas and stuff, and I haven't heard nothing from anybody.
They left you all.
Play board games and just drink and exchange gifts. Like, come on, what? Come on, man.
They say you got family. They say you got people.
What?
It's like 5,000.
Look, I want to play Scrabble. Like, what the fuck, man?
You know what? I know this is a little bit off subject. My family, we played this game called Left, Right, Center. It was with money. You got these dice.
Oh, y'all playing? Y'all shooting dice. That's crazy. Y'all shooting dice on Christmas?
Yes, we did. It's called Left. Look it up. The game's called Left, Right, Center.
That's beyond me. That's beyond me. I don't even know what to say.
You got to have money though. You got to everybody have $3.
That's typically how it works for you shoot dice. You got to shoot the money.
Yes. So pretty much it's a wholesome game. So everybody had $3. Everybody had $3. So you shoot these dice. There's 3 dice. You either have to put your dollar. If it falls on R, you got to give your dollar to the person on the right. If it falls on L, you got to go to give your dollar to the person on your left. And if it says center, you just put your dollar in center. So what it happens if most of the money goes to the center. Whoever wins is the one that got $1 left, and they win the whole pot.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I actually posted.
I'm just saying, like, so you guys. Granted, we went a little bit off topic, but social isolation. You have to make sure that does not happen around the holidays, even if you don't have family. As we're talking about games and stuff, you have to make sure that you are interacting healthy manner with other people. You could create your own traditions with holidays. You don't have to be by yourself. That's how, one of the things about depression, you feel like, you're by yourself. You don't have to be by yourself for the holidays. You could, create a new traditions every year for me, for example, I missed the boat. Obviously, everyone in the chat room was talking about they're having Friendsgivings and Christmas gifts and shit. I feel bad, because I ain't get no invite for anybody, but that's fine, that's cool, I guess.
Make sure y'all invite him, okay? Don't leave him out.
No, don't invite me now.
You said no. They all messed up, right?
It's too late. Because if they invite me now, it's gonna be a pity invite. Like it's gonna be.
You can't respect that.
It's gonna be. You know what? I feel bad I didn't invite him. Let's invite him now. I don't want that shit now. It's too late, guys. You done messed up, Aaron. BM Heathcote says, "Hell no! When I was in the Army, all the new privates that had nowhere to go during holidays were always invited to my house, and we host a huge throwdown." What you guys have a huge throwdown. I mean, they say Colorado, they're in Colorado, they're in Oakland. Okay, you guys get a pass because you're not out here, because you guys aren't out here.
What's his name? The person that was in the military. What's his name again?
BM Heathcote is his name in the chat room.
Okay, BM Heathcote. I remember when because I was married to a person that's in the military. We couldn't come home for Thanksgiving, so I cooked for all the soldiers. I remember doing that, and that wow. They came to my house. They came to my house for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I remember doing that. That's what you got to do when you're in the military. That's because you don't get to go home. Can't go home. Can't afford to keep going home. So you either pick and choose the holidays that you can't go home, and so I learned how to cook all that holiday food and just cooked it.
But was it like macaroni and cheese and all that good shit?
Yeah, all that and greens and stuff like that. I had one soldier that his name was Joe. See, now I'm about to. Okay, this he came to my house. His name was Joel. I'm gonna never forget Joel because he ended up dying. He came and he tasted my greens. He said, what are these? What are these? I said, they're greens. It was a white man. So he said, they're greens. I mean, he said, this is so good. He like, this is so good. I'm going to never forget him because he liked my greens. He ended up dying in the barracks a few months later.
He said he ended up dying in the barracks?
Yeah, he died in the barracks. He died in the barracks from some health issues that he had. And so those gatherings that people do when you're away from family and stuff like that are very important. I've done it before, and it does mean something. I'm glad that I was able to make a holiday for him special because it was like one of his last holidays. And we didn't know this. We did not know this. We didn't know that.
Look, nobody ever knows when it happens. It just happens. Nobody ever really sees it coming. So that's why I've been more conscious of how I interact with people. I try to be kind to people. Like I do things for people, and doing things for people, you don't have to take pictures of yourself. Like one thing I really hate, and this is completely off subject. I'm going back on subject right after this, but this is completely off subject. I fucking hate when people give homeless people money and take pictures of themselves doing it. Or post a lone post about it. I fucking hate that. You are the most narcissistic piece of shit that exists when you do stuff like that.
I so agree. So agree.
It's like, hey everybody, congratulate me for being a good person. Like what the fuck? Like come on, man. What do you get out of that? Like what?
It's simple for them. They get something out of it.
Like for me personally, I don't want no pat on the back for anybody. That's why everybody keep on telling me when I first announced I was doing the show, everybody kept saying congratulations. I'm like, what the fuck are you congratulating me for? And they were like, well, because you're doing the podcast. So I'm trying to help people out. I don't give a fuck about getting congratulated. I want to help people out without. I don't care about recognition from other people. I don't want no fucking gold medal for being a good person. I don't, come on, man. Like, I've done shit for people. Nobody ever fucking know. I'll tell, don't nobody congratulate me. I don't want no congratulations. I'll tell a quick story. I didn't post this shit on social media. This is real life. I had a long day. I worked one Saturday. Woke up at, before the sun came up, maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock. Went to work. Had to be at work at 7. Got downtown, worked for about 8 hours. Came home, went to the gym. And my neighbor across the street, he moved out. He left his mom in the house, but he came in this Saturday. He has 4 little girls between the ages of 2 to 10. And 4 little girls, and he was having issues with his truck. He was trying to change the brakes on his truck. So I came home, and I brought the tools over there with him, and he seemed like he was a little tired. I was like, you know what? I was like, don't fuck it. I'll take care of it, man. And, after a long day that I had of waking up before the sun, and going to work, and then going to the gym, I still found the energy in myself to this dude, he got these little girls. I took care of his truck for him. I took care of the brakes and pads for him just because I felt like it was the right thing to do. I was able to do it, so I did it. I ain't posted shit on social media. I really tell it. This is my first time talking about it. I don't talk about this shit like that. I don't care. I don't want to pat on the back. You should just do stuff for people just because,
It's what you're supposed to do. It's right.
It's what you're supposed. It's right. If you're able to help someone, you should. If you're able to. Now, if someone came to me and asked me for $3,000, I can't do shit for you because
what I'm saying. I got $3,000.
But if you're able to help someone, you should. The chat room has been going off. I haven't read any of the messages. Now let's go back to the topic. I'm sorry to go off topic like that, but let's go back to the topic. Justin said games are perfect for getting your mind active. Yes, they are. You can't put a wall between you and your in-laws or family and still be happy. I did. Like I said, you don't have to. Traditional holidays can be broken. Traditions are meant to be broken. I'm sorry. Traditions are meant to be broken. Because slavery was traditional in this country. Does slavery still go on?
No.
No, it doesn't. Traditions are meant to be broken. I'm sorry. I things escalate very quickly with me. I go from 0 to 100, as you could tell just now. So let's keep going with the chat room. Everyone's commenting saying they're sorry to hear that about the guy that passed away. They were talking about they love comfort food. The more random stuff you put in the prize pool, the funnier it is. Someone's like, I'm not American, guys, so I don't know those games. We're talking about the games you were naming.
Oh yeah. Well, I just found out the game. The game is new to me. The first day I played was on Christmas Day. It was fun. I just recommend everybody to look it up. You won't be, you'll be happy. Just gotta have money though. It's a game about money.
Yeah, I'm sure shooting dice is a game. I'm sorry, shooting dice been around. I'm not sure what y'all call it, but in the hood, it's called shooting dice.
It's called craps.
No, we just say shooting dice. Hey, shoot that shit. That's what they say.
They called it. I'm about to say back in my day, Lord Jesus.
Oh man,
craps.
So
like I'm so old.
Heidi says you're supposed to be a good person always. Always. Dan's going off. He said, whatever situation lies, do not lose sleep over the opinions of mice. That's true. BM says, I was late to the party. Alec, what's your guest name? I wrote it in the chat room already. I'm sorry. I had to catch up with the chat room. Sorry about that. It was a lot of messages in there. So, and not even just Christmas, but even with New Year's, because I said it's called holiday depression. A lot of time with New Year's, people get to like closer to the end of the year, and they feel like that they wasted their time the whole year. Like they feel like they didn't accomplish anything, and that the next year is going to be worthless, just like this one. Like it was just another year. Another year came by and didn't do anything beneficial in my life.
That's how you feel?
That's how people feel. Not me personally.
Okay.
Because I've done a lot this year. I've busted my ass this year.
So have I.
Not this year, but 2018 year. This year just started. It's 3 days in. But yeah, like a lot of people, like they feel like they try to create these New Year's resolutions, and because they feel like they did 2018 or 2017 or 2016 every year, they don't realize that small victories count as well. So even with Justin was saying how he was dealing with depression and suicide thought, like he helped himself by doing that, by congratulating himself or giving himself a pat on the back for doing little things like, hey, I got up out of bed today and I made my bed up. That's a good thing. Not everybody make their bed up,
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I said that out loud. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Wow. No, but seriously though, like people overlook little things that they done. You decided to go back to school. That's a huge thing. You decided you got a new job, or Even like you decide to leave someone alone that you shouldn't have been with. Those types of things are something that should be looked at as pretty much things that you accomplish, because you've come to the grips and conclusion that this is not good for my life, and I'm moving on, and I'm going on to something better. I'm sorry if people feel like they have to do. You don't have to do something extravagant like come up with the new fucking Google or something for the year to be a good year. You know, you don't have to be the Amazon guy or something. Like, you do things every year, and you do things every day that you don't realize. Like, getting to work on time is a damn accomplishment, man. Like, it's hard. The traffic, like, you get to work on time every day. You work hard every day. You come home, you see your kids. You know, your kids always have food to eat. Granted, sometimes, like, you lose sight of these things because they become routine, but the routine things are necessary for life to be the way it is. The routine things are necessary for life to be great. But we don't realize that. And that's another thing that we need to do. We need to start becoming more conscientious of the little routine things that we do in life that's necessary for it to be what it is. Just saying. Even like I filled up my gas tank. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I don't fill mine up because they be getting a little expensive. But like, come on, man. Like, little routine things, you know. Oh, I got my oil changed, you know. Because if you don't get your oil changed, guess what's going to happen after a while? Your engine's going to lock up and your car's not going to work no more. This sounds silly to some people, but to me, giving yourself a pat on the back for doing things that are routine is important.
What I think people get lost sight of, people always want to know, I didn't do anything that big this year. I didn't do something. I didn't go across seas or nothing like that. They don't understand that everyday mundane things in life is all important. The fact that you go through your life and you're not on the street, and even if you are on the street, it's you still have value. People, a sense of, which I think social media has a lot of things to do about this. You are still worthy, and what you do on a daily basis is still worth it, even though you don't think it's that big in the scheme of beliefs in other people's eyes. And I think when people think of themselves, they always trying to think of themselves what other people think of them. And we need to stop with that. I think we just need to stop with that.
That's a reoccurring statement on this show. We always talk about how social media makes you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be at in life because someone who's around your same age is doing much, quote unquote, much better than you. And I say quote unquote because they only post what they want you to see. They don't post what's really going on in life. So before I go deeper into that, Air Jerry says waking up is sometimes the victory, and that's true because there's people that did not wake up this morning. And, I feel bad for the family that they had to realize that there's someone that they love, care about, isn't here no more. But waking up is a huge victory because it doesn't happen for everybody. Dan said that's why I included that last part of my post for the podcast today. That he posted a shout out on Instagram for the Let's Talk It Out podcast. I just recently made an Instagram page for it, which is kind of late, but I did make it. The Instagram page is LTIO podcast. Same thing as a Twitter. A lot of people follow it on Twitter. It's the same exact username. But yeah, just people. Again, I'm gonna say it one more time for like the sixth time. You need to look at the small things that you accomplished today and be conscientious of those because those mean a lot. Those add up. Even at the end of the year, because there's people that didn't accomplish things that you did. Something that you think is small can be big to others. Just saying.
This is true. Let me add. So again, I don't know if anyone's there when they came in on the podcast, and when I discussed that I'm a divorced woman with 3 children. I can say for myself, because was so down on myself because I felt like a failure as a woman because I'm no longer married. I was married for 16 years, and so I felt that held my value as a woman was my marriage. But It truly doesn't. I'm still a whole person regardless. Me going back to school was a struggle. I failed. I failed at the beginning of the year of last year. I failed. I bombed. I did so horrible. I did not because of my skill level. Is that so much was going on in my life? It was kind of hard for me to focus on my school. But when I went back the second semester towards the end of the end of the year, I did well. I excelled. So we had to not I think we down ourselves when we fail at certain things, or if we don't think that we are doing well enough in what we think we should be doing, and we would try not to try again. And I want to tell everybody, just try again. Just try again. Even if you feel like that you did so terrible the first time, just try again.
Sometimes failure is necessary for success.
Right.
Sometimes failure makes you work harder, because you didn't really want it the first time if you fail, but then you fail and then you realize, like, you know what, I need to put in more work. I need to do this harder. I need to because I'm not gonna lie, when I took the CDL test, I failed it that first time, and when I failed it the first time, I became obsessed with passing it. Like, I got to the point where I studied it word for word. I studied every question on the test. I got to the point where I literally knew the questions to the test before they even popped up. Like, I knew them, and I ended up passing. But I missed like maybe one question. But sometimes failure is necessary for success.
You missed only one question. Well, congratulations, good on you.
Yeah, like I said, I'm the type of person that if I have my mind set on something, I become obsessed with it, and it's like it has to be good. I work so hard. I work tirelessly. I work like hour after hour on it. I study it nonstop. I could be sitting somewhere doing something, still working on something, just because I want it to be successful. That's how I am. So the chat room is really, I've been trying to keep up with it. Heidi says, I'm trying to be best to be supportive. He's going through. They're having a whole dialogue in here. I feel like I'm missing out on the conversation. I feel like I missed my TV show reading this, catching up with the chat room.
Well, catch up with it. I would like go
Virtual
through
friends on Facebook. Dan says, if you haven't heard today, you are beautiful. I'm happy you're here with us today. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
I woke up today and I felt pretty beautiful. CV fan said, failure can be success if you spend what you learned about yourself. That's true. That's literally what Zach said. Sometimes you have to fail in order to succeed. Just saying. BM said he's going at it with Heidi. There's no words anywhere that can make someone feel better about the situation. All you can do is listen. Only give your opinion when you are asked. That's true. Justice said, disappointment is where we grow the most. Yes. Sometimes seeing something not work out is very necessary. He also said what you're saying was perfect. Stop focusing on what can go wrong, and focus on what can go right. We don't thrive in success. We thrive in disappointment and failure, in my opinion. There's no failure unless you judge your experiences. Exactly. Stop asking why me and change it to why the fuck not me. Change the victim to creator. How you talking about that? I'm the next Oprah. Come on, man. I'm not. Look, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. There ain't gonna be no gift baskets under your damn seats. Look, I'm not giving away shit. All right. At all. If you want to come listen to me talk for about an hour, then that works. But as far as like giving something away, I ain't got shit for y'all.
You ain't got nothing. How about you got a hug?
I got hope for you guys.
You got hope. You got hope.
Hope is more. Look, hope is more than what you had sometimes.
You got hope and faith.
Hope and faith are two things that not everybody have. Trust me.
I got faith as a mustard seed.
I'm just saying. I ain't got no look. You're gonna look at. Ain't gonna be no soaps, none of that shit. No flowers, no edible, no edible arrangements. I ain't got. No. Look, I tell you what. have bottles of whiskey. Everybody knows me from the Bears Barroom, steak and whiskey. I got you guys on a shot of whiskey if you need a shot of whiskey. Other than that, I can't do nothing for you. BM Heathcote said hope is better than what I had 44 minutes ago. Hope, like I just said, hope is a lie. CB Fan said hope works. Hope, just knowing that there's an opportunity for things to be better. That if you work hard, work towards something, things can be better. Things can be more. You can understand things clearer. You can see things from a different perspective to make you feel like more comfortable with the situation you're in. That's I'm telling you, that's a lot to everybody. Trust me. It may sound like some bullshit that'll be on a Hallmark card, but that's true. That hope thing is true. So I can't give everybody a keys to a new BMW SL500. I can't do that for you. But BM said, "Oh, even better, a shot of whiskey." All right, come on, man.
The little bitty bottles.
Right, the little cute little Jack Daniel bottles.
Yeah.
Hope and whiskey. Yep, CB Fan. Hope and whiskey. That's all I can give you guys. Hope and whiskey. You guys can quote that. Make sure you tag me in that quote. Hope and whiskey. I'm just saying, man. The holidays are over. This is a brand new year. It's just the January 3rd, 2019. Justin pointed out that 1-3, it's January 3rd. There's a 13th episode. He tried to make like a Illuminati connection between the two. The 13th episode of the show is 1/3. But this new year will bring bigger and better things for everybody. You just gotta want it. You have to work tirelessly and effortlessly towards it. You have to set your goals, and in order to reach your goals, you have to write down the steps necessary to get to them. If you don't write down the steps necessary to get to your goals, they're basically just dreams. And we all know about dreams. They're gone the next morning. So, BM said we gotta make that a T-shirt. Hope and whiskey. That's what we're giving people on Let's Talk It Out. Hope and whiskey.
Come get your whiskey. Come get your hope.
If you're like, it just says, if you're like me, you get caught up in pain. Stop being afraid of it and embrace it. If I'm willing to suffer, I can handle pain. So use it as an opportunity. Stop catastrophizing everything. You'll finally see the possibility plus potential. I don't know if that makes sense. Justin is on a roll right now. I should call him in. No, call him in. Like, hey, this get to becoming like a real talk show. Just have everybody in a circle.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
So,
I'm not a good guest. No, I was kidding.
No. I mean, you're very good. It's all about being honest and open, and you've done a really good job of doing that. So, I'm really appreciative of you taking the time out to come have the conversation tonight. It means a lot to everybody. The chat room really appreciate it. They were asking about you. They were saying you were a good guest.
Thank you. I feel pleased.
So, I just I would like to say I do appreciate everybody for taking time out of their day. Someone sent me a message recently saying, because they didn't do the show last week. They sent me a message saying, "Is the show over? Are you gonna keep doing it?" I'm like, the show's not going anywhere. The show is gonna be here. As long as I'm here, the show is gonna be here. The Let's Talk It Out will continue as long as I am here. If you need to pick up the phone and reach out to somebody, you can send an email or a message to me or to any of the Let's Talk It Out pages, and I always make sure I respond to them. Ben says, "I've never had hope when I drank whiskey. Laugh out loud. That's just me." Now, come on, man. Don't be disrespecting whiskey. Whiskey is the nectar of the gods, okay?
Whiskey is disgusting. It's good only to cook with.
I'm pretending you didn't say that.
Rum, vodka. Why?
That's your one mistake for the night. You only get 2.
You only get 2.
Don't ever disrespect whiskey. Whiskey is a nectar of the gods.
Nectar of the gods. But Jesus turned water into wine. He didn't say turn water into whiskey.
That's because you can't turn water into whiskey. Whiskey is whiskey. Look, Dan, because you disrespected whiskey. Dan said, well, she was capitalized on was a good guess.
You mad at me?
You was a good guess until you get on my show and disrespect my favorite type of alcohol.
Dang, that's all it takes.
Hey, whiskey is like whiskey will have a shrine in the house. Like you can't disrespect whiskey. And it's so funny I say that.
I said what to cook with.
My good friend Zach. He helps me out with the show a lot, man. Zach, he gave me for Christmas. He gave me some aged whiskey, some aged Jack Daniels, and man, that shit is so smooth. Oh man, that's smoothest whiskey ever
in life. It just makes you fall in love with it.
A little bit. So before we close out tonight, I wanted to ask you if you want anything else you want to share with everybody in the chat room. You know, get them some final words of advice.
Well, final words of advice. Just like well, I'll say my name again. My name is Antoinette, and I empathize for anybody that goes through the holidays and kind of any kind of depression, or just feeling lonely. And just to always reach out. Don't always stay in your loneliness, because sometimes that will just put you in deeper depression. And there's always people, if you can't rely on your family, there are always friends that you can rely on. Strangers, sometimes strangers will treat you better than your family members.
Like me, I treat you guys better than your family members. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Although you don't get invited to the little get-togethers.
Right. Hold on, wait a second, man. Like, I'm not done with that yet, because you guys be having whole family get-togethers, friend get-togethers on Christmas. Y'all be having gifts and shit, and whiskey and games, and I don't get no invite. That's unbelievable, man. That's unbelievable. I'm sorry to cut you off, but you brought that back up. I'm still hurt about that. We're going to
I just threw that out there. But anyway, and I just reach out. There's many things you can do. I did spend time with my family, but I also spent a lot of time with my friends. My friends that became my family. So I recommend people doing that.
Yeah. So for me, my last thing I want to say, everybody's saying you were a good guest. They're just kidding. CV said I was on fire. No, I mean, I'm just keeping it real, man. You know how I do. Again, the chat room, I want you guys to keep opening up for sure, because I really, as you can tell, you guys say something in here, and everybody's so quick to jump in there and talk to you, interact with you. You guys are not alone. Just every week on Thursday, I want everybody here, because I want everyone to be able to have the conversation with each other. I want everybody to be able to interact with each other. And if you can't get in the chat room, even on the page, you can interact with each other on the Facebook page. I just made the Instagram page yesterday, so it's still growing. Twitter, for sure, you guys can reach out to me. You guys know me, Trey Bizzy. Did someone just say ketchup on steak? Come on, man.
Ew. Why would you do that? That's disrespecting steak. Now I'm mad.
Now, come on, man. Like, that's
disrespectful.
I'm about to just cancel. I got to cancel the show now, man. Like, that's just going too far. That's bombing the line. Like, that's the final straw for me. Like, you disrespect whiskey. I kind of let that slide a little bit, but ketchup on a steak, I would literally fight somebody if I saw him put ketchup on a steak.
Like, what the heck? You smack that ketchup right off their hands. You see somebody about to pour the ketchup.
A steak should be cooked, and you should not have to put anything on it. No sauce at all.
Exactly.
No sauce at all. Not even A1. A1 is covering up a mistake. If someone made a mistake, that's when you ask for A1. But steak should be able to be eaten without any sauce on it. And if you put ketchup on steak, you're an uncultured swine.
You're uncultured swine. You're uncouth.
So, as Heidi says, I try to be here every week, just can't always, but I love this time show, and it's all about Trey. Really love your guests. I really appreciate everyone who's ever come on and has been a guest. So, Air just said I'm talking to Air J. You know how, man, look, I'm just saying, the ketchup on the steak, you guys are having Christmas parties without me and shit. She's disrespecting whiskey. It's just, I've been attacked all night on my show. That's unbelievable. I can't be getting attacked.
Disrespectful.
I can't be getting attacked like this. Wow. Wow. So I don't even know what to say anymore, man. So Antoinette, you said what you had to say. You know, you pubbed yourself. Yeah, my CB
I
says.
didn't get my name. What's your name again? You said your tag name is what?
Trey Bizzy on Twitter and on
Okay,
Instagram.
so my name is Tony Ward. So Tony Ward or Tony W. I'm trying to. I don't know how to say Tony Wizzy. I'm gonna go with that. Oh yeah, I just go back. I just coined it, Tony Wizzy. That's what I'm gonna call me from now on, Tony Wizzy. Okay, is that good? Is it catching on? No. Yeah. Okay. I tried, man.
Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I'll talk to you guys next Thursday.